Look, I'm just going to say thank God for Michael Fassbender and thank God for the second half of this movie because the first 20 to 25 minutes really had me thinking Taika Waititi has just lost all his sense of creativity and all his sense of filmmaking gifts because it was going downhill pretty fast. So thank you for saving the movie. Thank you for the second half of this thing. But regardless, this is Next Goal Wins. Hey guys, it's your guy in the chair here, and look, this is my review for Next Goal Wins, starring Michael Fassbender, Elizabeth Moss, I think her name is Kaimana, Oscar Keightley, and was directed by Taika Waititi. Sorry, the names are kind of stumbling me, but it was directed by Taika Waititi, and our story follows based on a true story of a soccer coach who is basically at the end, on the last leg of his career. He gets sent to American Samoa, who has not only never won a game in the history of their country being an actual soccer team, but they actually have never scored a goal. And they're just really bad, and he is sent there to not only work on himself, but try to make these guys, well, they're a team, but they definitely work together, but he's just trying to make them winners in the sense because they don't really, focus the island themselves of American Samoa. They're not really pressed about winning, but they all the guy literally wants them to do when Michael Fassbender is sent here. All he literally wants them to do is score a goal. He doesn't. I don't think they really cared about winning at all. They really just wanted to score a goal, and that's the premise of this entire film. And like I said, thank goodness for Michael Fassbender. Look, I know the white savior narrative is very carried and it's very popular amongst Hollywood, but I'm not saying Michael Fassbender was the white savior, although, I mean, he's white, but he definitely saved this movie because, like I said, it was heading downhill so fast in the beginning of this movie just because it was, again, Taika Waititi just doing the very dumb, over-the-top, unnecessary comedy and, like, back-to-back moments. Like, it was very stupid, and I was really just like, oh, God, please don't tell me it's going to be one of these movies. Please, Taika. Like, and I'm talking Thor Love and Thunder stupid, because Jojo Rabbit and Thor Ragnarok up here. Those movies are freaking amazing. But, of course, we've seen kind of a downfall with, Taika Waititi and him just wanting to do this over-the-top silly comedy. And then in the beginning, this movie was a little too silly for me. But luckily, as the film progresses, and this is credit to not only Michael Fassbender, but the rest of the cast themselves, as the film progresses and start to get into kind of the emotional parts of the film, the comedy kind of starts to just fit into places where it needs to fit. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and act like I wasn't laughing throughout a portion of this movie. In the beginning, I was really kind of just rolling my eyes a lot at these jokes because I just was like, this is not working whatsoever. But then as the film progressed, I started to laugh a little bit more and started to enjoy myself. And that is big credit to Michael Fassbender because he's actually damn good in this movie. I really enjoyed his performance. I thought that he was funny when he needed to be, which, I mean, honestly isn't a lot of times. His character is just kind of a funny guy just because of how easily angry he gets, and he was vulnerable when he needed to be. And credit to the entire team. I don't know all the actors and actresses that played on the team, but they were amazing. Kaimana, who played, God, I think it's Jaya. Yes, the Kaimana who played Jaya. I thought she was a very great addition to the film. I mean, that is based off an actual person, but I thought she was very good in the movie. Her and Michael Fassbender's chemistry was amazing. Really enjoyed that. The coach, or the guy who, like, the owner of the team, played by Oscar, I keep wanting to say Knightley, but Keightley. I'm just going to say Oscar Keightley. He was good, but he was a representation of Taika Waititi's, like, his entire sense of humor. Like, that was literally that guy was literally Taika Waititi without being Taika Waititi. He had all of his mannerisms, all of his comedic timing and everything. Like, that was literally him, but just basically not Taika Waititi himself. And he worked portions throughout the film. Made me laugh, but then sometimes, like I said, it just got to the point where some moments were a little too silly. But then once this film really gets into the emotional parts, and when you really want to start rooting, and when the movie really wants to get you to start rooting for this team to score a goal, honestly, I mean, yeah, maybe they could win, but it's really the point of just them scoring a goal. The movie really starts to shine in those moments, and you really appreciate that. Elizabeth Moss, I thought she did a great job. Will Arnett, I thought, was one of the dumbest characters in this film. He has some funny deliveries, but there's just a lot of dumb, silly characters in this film that really kind of just take you out of it during some parts of the film. And Will Arnett was one of those characters for me. And then there's other side characters who were just absolutely atrocious, and I don't really think they were funny at all. They were just completely just unnecessary and gross. But it is what it is. Taika Waititi was having a difficult time trying to balance that out. You know, the unnecessary, silly comedy, which I'm all a fan of for silly comedy, but there's a difference between just getting absolutely too silly and just unnecessary, as you've seen in Thor Love and Thunder, or if you haven't seen Thor Love and Thunder, that's really the only example I have of unnecessary silliness. But when the emotional parts and when they really need you to root for the team, when that is going on in the film, that works tremendously. And then honestly, by the end of this thing, I found myself having a much better time than I was in the beginning of the film. I know that's probably not saying much, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It was pretty decent. I'm not going to sit here and say I love the film. It was good. It was okay. Could it have been better? Yeah, maybe. I know the Taika Waititi who made Jojo Rabbit and Thor Ragnarok is still in there somewhere. It's just we gotta find a way to balance out the comedy, man. You just gotta find a way to stop making things so fucking or freaking stupid all the time. Like, come on, man. Well, we can do better. But I still have hope in Taika Waititi, and I'm really hoping that his future projects are just going in an upward direction. I enjoyed this more than Thor Love and Thunder for sure. I think this is definitely a step up. Maybe not in the right direction, but it's definitely a step up. But look, for all those reasons and so many more, guys, I'm going to give Next Goal Wins a 2.75 out of 5 stars. All right, guys, so Next Goal Wins. Have you seen it? What did you think about it, guys? Look, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that stuff and so much more. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for watching. I'm kind of at a loss at this point. I'm losing my words and my thoughts. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Look, this is your guy in the chair. More content coming to you soon.